Hi, this is Jamel with Recherche Goldens in beautiful Statesville, North Carolina. I'm so excited to introduce for the first time ever a stunning bull we have for sale. This is Mr. Brown of Maggie and Finley's litter. He was born April 17th, 2020, so he's just over 6 weeks of age. They really start showing their personality around 4 weeks of age. So we've given him a couple of weeks to be able to give us his normal and his natural personality. His Recherche score, he has a very balanced Recherche score. It's 646. 6 being that he is dependent, but he's only slightly dependent. He is not a dog that's super needy, that's super clingy. He can handle being by himself and self-entertained, but at the same time, he's not independent. He's not a dog that doesn't want to be with you. He's just not nearly as needy as some of his other siblings. He is the calmest and most laid-back boy in his litter. He is not high energy. He is not hyper, but he's not lazy. He's not a 2 or 3 out of 10. He's about a 4 out of 10. And that's no surprise. His mom is the calmest golden that we own. The dad is outgoing, but he's kind of a little bit between the mom and dad. He's more outgoing than his mom, but not as, outgoing as his dad. So he's right there, middle of the road there. And then on the confidence scale, he's a 6 out of 10. He is slightly confident. He's not a dog that's super confident and gung-ho, but he's also not shy or timid. He's right there, middle of the road. He is a beautiful boy. He has one of the blockiest heads of any of the boys in his litter. I think he's going to grow up to be about the size of his dad, maybe a little bit smaller. His mom is the smallest girl we own at 50 pounds. The dad is the biggest at 85 pounds. My best guess, he's going to get 70 at the smallest, up to 80 pounds. I don't think he's going to be as big as Finley. If I had to put a number on it, I'd say 77 pounds. That's my best guess. But he does have a beautiful blocky head. He has a light, very little cream in his coat. His face is a little dirty right now because they're still feeding him mush. And boy, they stick their whole face in it. We washed his face as good as we could, but we can't get it all out. It's going to take a couple weeks of him eating dry food before his face lightens up. But he does have a little bit of cream, but not that much. He's a beautiful boy. Now, he's able to go home after graduating Puppy Academy, which is training till 12 weeks of age, which is July 10th. The second training level we call Canine College, training till 16 weeks of age, is our most popular training program because, one, the puppies are still very young, but they have all of their shots. They're fully inoculated. Secondly, their potty training is twice as good at 16 weeks and at 12 weeks. And then the third reason is their obedience training is up to 3 times better. They really grow a lot, and that is August 7th. The third training level is Master's Program, training till 20 weeks of age, which is September 4th. And then the fourth training level is our second most popular training program. That's Doggy Doctorate, training till 6 months of age, which is October 17th. Now, if you scroll down, you'll see pictures of Maggie and Finley. If you click on those pictures, it's actually a video where I summarize each of the parents. This is arguably one of my favorite litters. Maggie is my wife's favorite dog, female dog, and Finley is my wife's favorite male dog. And the reason is simple. They are both extremely low maintenance, easygoing. They're easy to please. They never get into trouble, never do anything wrong. They're just extremely beautiful and just my wife's favorite dogs overall. If you actually scroll down in the paragraph right below the video is actually a link where you can see previous Maggie and Finley puppies. So you can see what these puppies look like and act like going home. What I like to do now is to summarize our puppy training institute and show off some general dogs that we have. They're not the best students we have. They're not the least best students that we have, but we want to show you what a regular dog looks like training in our puppy training institute. And then later on, I'll come back and tell you what you need to do if you want to reserve Mr. Brown. Our Puppy Training Institute has 4 core areas. There's a couple areas that are very visible that we're going to show you on camera with the puppy that's for sale. Some of the areas are a little bit more difficult, but the one area that's very visible to show is outside training, and the big part of that is leash training. Puppies love the pull, love the tug, love the cut in front of you, and so we train them to walk on our left side. We train them that when we stop walking, they do what's called an auto sit. That's where they automatically sit without being told, without having any hand signals. They automatically sit. That it builds respect and focus on you. A couple other areas in outside training it's a little bit harder to show is car training and then also swim training when the weather's warmer. The second area that's very visible is obedience training. All of our trainers are certified dog trainers that's been training dogs for years. They know what they're doing. They're all certified. They all can do Canine Good Citizen. They're all very good trainers. And we work on the obedience commands of sit, down, stay, come, place, kennel, and they are trained extensively in all these areas. Now, we have 3 different communication tools we use with the puppies. We use hand signals, we use words, and then we use the training lead that we will provide you. And so as they get older, they get better and better. They can hold their stay longer, they can hold their place longer, they can hold their kennel longer. They can do it with both hand signals and words only, and so they get better and better. The place is when they jump up on the Kuranda cot. You will definitely want to buy a Kuranda cot because that allows the transition for our training to go to you. It's a wonderful command. When we say kennel, they go into their kennel on their own volition. We typically keep the door open, especially as they get older. And we train them, they cannot leave the kennel or really any other door until they are released. The 2 other areas that's a little bit more difficult that we're going to show you just generic dogs going through this. The one area is house training. We actually spend more time in house training than all the other areas combined. That's about 2/3 of the training, and this is where we work on the most important area of potty training. Of course, we're training them not to use the restroom inside and the signal eventually to go outside. A puppy at 12 weeks of age can typically hold the restroom about 1 hour during the day, whereas a puppy at 6 months can do 4 hours. The same thing is with crate training. We train them to sleep at night in their crate, eat in their crate, and a 12-week-old can typically sleep around 4 to 5 hours without having to be let out, and a 6-month-old, it's 6 to 10 hours. So obviously the longer they're in training, the longer they can be crate trained. We also, though, while they're in house training, we train them not to jump up on us, not to chew things in the house, not to bite our hands. It's very extensive. And then the last area is socialization training. Many people worry about getting a trained or older puppy is that they won't bond. Well, because of our socialization program, our puppies bond very quickly. In fact, we've never had a client complain about that. And so in our socialization, we're training them not to be afraid of thunderstorms. We're training them not to be afraid of the hair dryer, of the blow dryer, of a vacuum cleaner. We have a TV in our puppy training area, in our house training area, where we're socializing them. They go on field trips when they get older. We work extensively on them being handled. We have 20 plus people that work for us, so these puppies are handled by multiple people and they're socialized extensively. That is our Puppy Training Institute. Now, if you're interested in Mr. Brown, read through this entire page. If you scroll to the bottom, you'll see pictures we just took of him. Right above those pictures are his prices for each of the training levels. Now, some people have a hard time finding the prices, so in this video, we're going to show you where prices are found on a typical page. And then right below this video is a link that says, click here to fill out puppy application. Click on the words puppy application, fill it out. We will respond within 24 hours. Thank you so much for taking time to visit Mr. Brown of Maggie and Finley's litter. Thank you so much, and God bless.